a mistake from me. So let me break this down for you. What did we have today? So we had price. As you can see, we have no major retests here. We have just prices simply accumulating up, 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 up. We're going up. We're sweeping the high. And as you can see, till today's New York session, we are only moving up. We have no retests. We have nothing. No wicks down. No, I don't know, no fills of gaps or whatever. You can see, especially this wick right here. So price only shows strength. We also have a opening gap within the London session. So this is, I don't know what you need more for strength in the market. This is like literally telling you we want to go higher. We want to sweep these levels here. We are actually sweeping them. We are sweeping the previous week's New York highs. And right here you can see, you can just compare to the other charts. You can compare to ES, you can compare to Bitcoin, to gold. You know that bearish news are coming in. So the bias for the day is bearish. Basically a reversal day today that we had. So at this point right here, you could be looking for shorts. That was the thing I did, but I missed my entry. I didn't enter. There wasn't my signal didn't appear. So let me break this down. We had a 5-minute fair value gap to the upside. Here we are closing. We're just closing below. So we are literally inversing it, but this is not a clean IFG. It is not a clean inversion fair value gap. And this aspect is the mistake I made on. Because it's not an inversion of a fair value gap, it is much more likely that price is just gonna go through rather than retesting the midpoint of this zone, rather than coming back to this level right here. Let me show you. So basically we're trending, going like this. So I was expecting the move back to the midpoint of this range here, of the inversion, like the the other option of the inversion fair value gap, which we didn't had. So price simply broke lower and lower and lower and lower. I had no entries here. I didn't want to enter on somewhere here, which I could have been doing. Could have done that, but this wouldn't be my strategy anymore. Even though I would have gotten a 1 to 3 trade, 1 to 4 trade, whatever. Because as you can see, we have no retests here, we have no retracements back. Price is simply dumping and taking out not only the internal Asia lows, but also the internal New York highs, which you can see here. It is a major wick here, so a lot of liquidity resting below. That is what we take. And yeah, simply, it is beautiful. The setup is beautiful. My mistake here was that I just, like, I didn't enter. I was waiting for some nice and clean retest back, which is not likely on Dow. One thing that I noticed trading Dow over my whole experience, basically my whole trading experience, I noticed that if you can observe some clean retest into some mid zones, some mid ranges on ES or even on Nasdaq, Dow doesn't behave like this. Dow is much more impulsively. Say you have a bias for the day. And while Nasdaq is creating like clean structure, higher lows, higher highs, retests into fair value gaps, the Dow index may just consolidate a bit and then dump completely, like you see here. It's moving really aggressive. It's not that fine. Like the price action is not something fine, something structural. It's not that, it's not so, how do I say that? It's not so perfect. You can't really predict the beautiful moves here. So you just gotta go with the more like high probability setup. You just gotta go off. You just gotta trade off candle closures. This is a much better approach if you're trading the Dow. So basically, bearish news are coming in here. We already see weakness on ES and Dow. I'm sorry, on ES and Nasdaq, but I'm still not entering. I'm waiting for my retest. And yeah, price is just dumping. In the end, it would be better to just wait for this dodgy candle right here. We see that we are sweeping the high, like closing below. We have another candle, dodgy candle. Dodgy candle is really, really habitual for like usual, but at reversal points, point of reversals. That is the thing that's happening here. We are reversing. Dodgy candle would be the beautiful setup to go with. Enter here, put your stops above the last high, and simply enter whatever you wanna target. You wanna target the Tokyo lows, 1 to 4. You wanna target the New York highs. Maybe you wanna let the trade run, and you let it run to the New York internal highs, which are getting swept. You are getting a 1 to 6.8 risk to reward, basically 1.1 to 7 risk to reward trade, which is, I don't know what to say, like it's fucking beautiful. And I fucking missed on it. I missed out on it. It's alright. I'm taking the data with me, refining my strategy. It's all good. We made some nice profits today. So you just work with the things that we got. Also, a thing that I want to show you is my Bitcoin setup here, which I noticed, but this is literally, I think I didn't take the trade here. I didn't enter any trades on Bitcoin, but I think from all of the setups today, this is the cleanest and the most beautiful setup that I got here, with the confluences, with confirmations, with candle closures. So let me break it down. We have the swing high right here. We are trading back, then we are recovering off from a valid demand zone. We are recovering where to? Let me show you. We are recovering into a 4-hour inversion fair value gap. You can see here we basically inverse this bullish gap right here. We are creating a 4-hour inversion fair value gap. We are trading back here, trading into the 4-hour gap, wicking, like we are mitigating the full fair value gap, creating a wick, closing at the bottom range of the fair value gap. So this candle closure is something that is telling you you can enter for shorts. If you need more confirmation, we drop to the 1 hour. What can we see on the 1 hour chart? Let me show you. We basically see, so we have this fair value gap. Yeah, this bearish fair value gap on the 1 hour chart. What you can see here, go into the 1 hour time frame. You see this candle with a nice strong wick, this rejection wick. We are mitigating the gap, closing below. What we do then, we create this middle candle that is basically just trading like inside of the previous candle. We are trading back into the gap with this next bullish candle, and the next candle is something that is telling you let's go for shorts, because this is that candle here. We are opening inside of the fair value gap and we are closing outside of the fair value gap into the direction of our buyers, which is bearish, which is basically fucking bearish. So what do you do now? What do you know? What do you know now? You know you're reacting from a 4-hour gap and you're reacting from a 1 hour gap. On both, you have a clean, bullish, bearish candle closure. Also, you can see here, if you wanna combine the 1 hour gap, which is basically here, and you wanna trade it on the 4 hour time frame, you see that the 4 hour gap, that the 4 hour candle is mitigating the 1 hour gap, closing below that, and opening the next candle with bearish momentum and fucking going down. And this is a trade, guys. This is literally something that I'm not telling you right now after I saw the price action. Because this was basically, I was analyzing it in the moment. Today morning, I was sitting there analyzing it and literally marking this thing out. Because this whole move here happened after I had the setup in place. This whole move here. I didn't take it because I had opened positions on my ES on Nasdaq, so I didn't want to trade all of my prop firm accounts because I kind of switched them. I trade two, then I trade three different ones. So I kind of swap them, I kind of rotate them to not risk too much and to not expose myself to risk in every market. I don't want to be entering 10 different markets. So as you see here, your perfect entry um, would be on a 1 hour chart. This is something I would suggest, entering off of this candle closure right here. As I just said, we are closing below the gap, closing outside of the gap. Our stops are going above the Asia highs, above the wick, above the rejection wick here from the fair value gap. And what are we targeting? We are targeting our range of demand. Exactly. If you want, you can target this low right here. You can target this low. I would maybe go for the first low here that we see, which is basically positioned at the very middle of the range. Pretty safe entry, like pretty safe target, to be honest. This is something I would target. So yeah, this is a trade that, as you can see, is not playing out during the New York session completely. So you gotta leave some time. You gotta let it run, and you gotta leave it for 1, maybe 2 days, and then it's gonna play out. Which is more important than when the trade is gonna actually hit your TP is that this is a clean setup. This is all you're gonna know. It is a high probability entry. It is a high probability stop loss. It's a high probability take profit, which is your demand zone. This is all that matters. You have a high probability trade, and you can leave it for 1 to 2 days. You can see the risk to reward is 1 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 5. So basically, you leave the trade for 1 to 2 days, which I actually think this is gonna hit during today. Like today night, we're gonna hit this. Today night, we're gonna hit this during the Asia session. We're basically gonna trade into that, and then we're gonna see what's gonna happen further. But yeah, this is my prediction. I just think we're gonna move into this range right here, and the trade is gonna be a winner. Unfortunately, I didn't took this, but it's all right. Much more importantly is that I have the knowledge, that I have the recognition of this trade, and that I can give you guys this information, this type of setups that you can also work with. And yeah, this was pretty much it. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I'm fucking excited to be trading tomorrow, to see some nice setups maybe coming in. We'll see if we are actually entering a bearish market right now, if we're gonna be in a bearish market over the next days, and whether it's a reversal point or if we are just correcting it and just taking liquidity to move further up. We're gonna see. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope this video was valuable to you, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.